Germany, 1923. The national currency collapses. A loaf of bread costs billions of marks. Families burn money in their stoves because it is cheaper than firewood. Savings vanish. Insurance policies mature into sums that cannot buy a stamp. An entire middle class is wiped out. Then in 1929, disaster strikes again. The global financial system collapses. American banks call in their loans. German factories close. By 1932, 6 million Germans are unemployed, nearly a third of the workforce. Soup kitchens stretch across Berlin. Skilled workers beg for manual labor. Political violence becomes routine. This is the Germany Adolf Hitler inherits in January 1933, a nation economically destroyed twice in 14 years. And yet, just 6 years later, in 1939, everything looks different. Military parades fill Berlin's streets. Unemployment has fallen to near zero. Thousands of modern tanks, artillery pieces, trucks, and aircraft roll past cheering crowds. Germany, bankrupt only years earlier, has built one of the most powerful war machines in the world. How did it pay for it? The trauma of hyperinflation never left Germany. It shaped policy, politics, and public fear. Inflation was not a theory. It was lived catastrophe. Any government that triggered it again risked collapse. Stabilization came only through emergency measures in 1923, when a new currency restored confidence. Order returned. But the recovery was fragile. When the Great Depression hit, Germany was uniquely exposed. Its recovery depended on foreign capital. When that capital vanished, the economy collapsed faster and deeper than in most industrial nations. Democratic authority drained away. This double catastrophe created the conditions in which radical solutions became politically possible. When Hitler takes power, Germany faces severe constraints. The Versailles Treaty limits the army to 100,000 men and bans tanks, aircraft, submarines, and heavy artillery. Foreign exchange is scarce. Any visible rearmament risks immediate international reaction. Hitler promises recovery and rearmament, but ideology alone cannot build tanks. Rearmament requires money, vast sums of it, and Germany does not have it. Printing money openly is impossible. Inflation would return. Borrowing openly would expose the scale of rearmament. What Hitler needs is money that functions like real currency without appearing as government debt. That task falls to Hjalmar Schacht. Schacht is no radical. He is a conservative banker, internationally respected, widely credited with ending hyperinflation in 1923. His reputation reassures domestic elites and foreign observers alike. Appointed president of the Reichsbank in 1933 and Minister of Economics in 1934, Schacht is asked to do the impossible: rearm Germany, restore employment, avoid inflation, and hide how much money is really being spent. His solution is not magic. It is accounting designed to make government spending invisible. In 1934, a private shell company is created. Officially, it looks like an industrial research firm. In reality, it exists for one reason only: to move money without showing where it comes from. The company is called MEFO, short for Metallurgische Forschungsgesellschaft, Metallurgical Research Company. The name is deliberately technical and unremarkable. It sounds like routine industrial research, not government finance or military spending. That is the point. Instead of paying arms manufacturers with Reichsmarks, the government pays them with promissory notes issued by this company. The notes promise future payment. They are not issued by the state itself, but everyone involved understands that the government stands behind them. Because of that assurance, factories accept the notes as payment. Banks treat them as secure. These instruments become known as MEFO bills. Factories accept these bills because they trust they will be paid. Everyone involved understands that the government stands behind them, even if it does not say so openly. When a factory needs cash to pay workers or buy materials, it takes the bill to a bank. The bank exchanges it for money, confident that the Reichsbank will cover the cost later. The Reichsbank then absorbs these bills. In return, it creates new money and gives it to the banks. Cash enters the economy, but it does not appear as government borrowing. No bond is issued, no deficit is announced. On paper, the state budget looks controlled. In reality, enormous sums are being spent. This allows Germany to rearm without openly printing money or alarming foreign governments. Workers are paid, factories expand, weapons production accelerates, but the cost is postponed. Between 1934 and 1938, more than 12 billion Reichsmarks are created this way, more than Germany's pre-Nazi national debt, while official figures remain deceptively stable. Germany rearms in secret. Hidden debt, however, is still debt. By 1937, the economy is overheating. Raw materials are scarce. Consumer goods disappear. Inflationary pressure returns despite price controls. The first MEFO bills will mature in 1939, and Germany does not have the money to repay them. Schacht warns Hitler that the system is approaching collapse. He urges restraint, balanced budgets, spending cuts. Hitler ignores him. In January 1939, Schacht submits a final memorandum warning that the Reichsbank is nearing insolvency. Days later, he is dismissed. The regime has chosen expansion over stability. If the debt cannot be paid internally, it must be paid externally. Austria's annexation brings gold reserves and foreign currency. Czechoslovakia adds armaments factories. Poland offers land, labor, and agricultural output. Occupied countries are forced to pay the cost of their own domination. Conquest becomes fiscal policy, but conquest creates a new problem. Gold alone cannot buy oil, rubber, tungsten, or chromium on global markets. For that, Germany needs convertible currency, and almost every country still trading with Germany imposes gold embargoes. Almost every country. At the post-war trials, Reichsbank officials admit that by the middle of the war, Germany could exchange gold for usable currency in only one place: Switzerland. Neutral, surrounded by Axis territory, and still connected to global markets, Switzerland occupies a unique financial position. Swiss francs circulate where Reichsmarks cannot. Gold seized across Europe flows into Swiss vaults. The Swiss National Bank accepts it and credits accounts in Swiss francs. Those francs are then used to pay neutral suppliers for oil, iron ore, and tungsten. In some cases, the gold never leaves Switzerland at all. Only ownership changes within the same vaults. This does not solve Germany's economic crisis, but it delays collapse. By 1943, German internal documents state plainly that without Swiss convertibility, the war economy could not be sustained. Swiss officials raise questions. They know shipments exceed Germany's pre-war reserves, but no certificates of origin are demanded. Trust between central banks prevails. Transactions continue. Neutrality becomes transactional. Switzerland does not create the Nazi war economy, but it functions as an external pressure valve, allowing a structurally unsustainable system to operate longer than it otherwise could. As the war turns, Allied pressure mounts. Switzerland agrees to halt gold transactions in 1945. But even then, exchanges continue into the final weeks of the regime. Germany collapses. Switzerland remains intact. Its cities stand. Its economy survives. Its banks reopen for business. The Nazi economy was not strong. It was desperate. It did not thrive despite conquest. It required it. Hidden debt, coercive controls, plunder, forced labor, and external financial channels sustained the system until expansion failed. When Germany stopped winning territory, the economy unraveled. This was not an economic miracle. It was a countdown, and it killed millions.